Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning. I be to the Dr. Yer and Sir Ong. So today, me and my team are going to present our IoT hotel project. First of all, I would like to introduce our team. The first one is me, myself, Azam Stewart, 200000171, my ID. The second one is Jeevan Varma, 18003435. The third one is Azlan Suharto, 200000114, and the fourth one, which is the last one, is Hakibi Daniel, 200000131.
Next, I want to talk about the user requirements. It specifies what the user expects the software to be able to do. The first one is customer should be able to make a reservation at the hotel, the fitness center and the swimming pool. The second one is the customer should get the access card after checking in and return the card between the checkout process. The third one is customer should be able to get their reservation receipt. The last one is the customer should be able to choose their own rooms. The first one is business requirements. It is a description of something that the business needs to run it. Number one is machine must be able to connect the customer data with the database. The second one is machine must be developed to make the reception process easier. The third one is machine should be able to access the credit or debit card and get the verification. The last one is machine must be able to process the booking and update the people who currently stay and leave. Next, I will explain about system requirements. In system requirements, we have three parts: functional, non-functional, and constraint. It is a configuration that a system must have for a software or hardware application to run smoothly and efficiently. The first one is functional. Number one, the machine must show the menu page of the reservation. Number two, the machine must show the room type page to the customer. The third one is the machine must show the chosen room page and list the available rooms. The last one is the machine can calculate the total amount of payment that the customer have to pay. Non-functional and constraints. Firstly, non-functional. The machine must have a display screen, access card space, payment terminal, and a printer. Machine must have a smooth process. The machine can be shut down and restart itself. Machine must have a secured payment transaction. Secondly, constraints. Machine should get a checkup every month. The machine will take time at the transaction part. The machine can be lagging if the system detects any error. Machine cannot be used if there is no any electric circuit. Traditional computing architectural arrangements have progressed from resource orientation to service-oriented architecture. Components of the network are arranged according to the resources they offer, defining servers and clients into distinct roles. With client-server architecture, clients and servers have distinct roles where data and processing are distributed among the components. The architecture is network-based with components on the network configured as clients or servers. In service-oriented architecture, the approach is in which components on the network are arranged according to the services they offer. In this case, a service is defined as an independent program which forms building blocks that allow users to manipulate data. In client-server architecture, the requesters are the clients, the service providers are the servers. In this context, the client initiate interactions in order to invoke services as needed from the servers. In service-oriented architecture, the collection of distributed components that provide or consume services are the service provider, a service requester, service directory as a repository. In third tier architecture, there is a user interface which translates tasks and results to something that user can understand. In business logic tier, it coordinates to get the application, processes command, make logical decisions and evaluation.
Next, I'm going to talk about system context diagram. Our system context diagram represents all the external entities that may interact with our system. The objective of the system context diagram is to focus attention on external factors and events such as the customer, reservation portal service, and so on, alongside with the input and output that should be considered in developing a complete set of systems requirement and constraint of our system.
So the next one is the data flow. So the data flow in this slide, there's a diagram also about the data flow, which is a customer, reservation for hotel service, check-in time, accounting, hotel database, card reader, and a card dispenser. Alright, so the next one I'm going to talk about the DFD level 1, which is the data flow diagram level 1. So in this slide there is a diagram which is about DFD level 1.
Next is use case diagram. It is a representation of user interaction with the system that shows the relationship between the user and the different use case in which the user is involved.
Alright, now I'm going to explain about the activity diagram. So there are several activity diagram in our slide, the reservation, check-in, and check-out. But for this is the reservation activity diagram. So there are three parts, which is the customer, reception machine, and the hotel machine. So as you can see, it starts from the customer where they can search and request for a reservation, and at the customer also, which they get the reservation number from the machine. So the next one is the check-in activity diagram. So as you can see, they are still the same from the previous, which is customer, reception machine, and hotel system. Start from the insert the reception room number and at the get the receipt. So the last one is the checkout activity diagram. So as you can see, still the same from the previous activity diagram, which is customer, reception machine, and hotel system, and start from the customer, which they return and insert the room key card, and at the end they can get the receipt.
So next, I'm going to talk about the hardware that we use in our machine. The first one is router. The router is needed for the server and internet. Without the router, we can connect the machine to the hotel server. Second one is credit card. Credit card reader so that user can pay using credit card by using PayWave or insert their card. Next is speaker with dual amplify speakers. And moreover, it's the web camera and CPU, which is used to control the user interface and process devices. Next one is the motherboard that is used to power up the machines, alongside with the RAM that is also used to improve the performance of the machine with 4 GB memory, and also SSD that works as storage, and the last one is the power supply that is used to power up the machine. And moving on to the next hardware, which is the display screen that is used by the customer for the transaction and all process through booking process, alongside with the other features, which is the touch screen function for the machine used to help customer type in their input and choose multiple options in the reservation machine. That this touchscreen display allow multi-finger touch points. Next is the record printer that is to provide customers with a receipt that displays the detail about their reservations. And moreover, the vault, which is to store all the room cards that is still available in the hotel system. Last but not least is the room card dispenser that is used to dispense the room cards from the machines.
So I'm going to explain the hardware prototype. So this is the prototype of our machine, which is the reservation machine in the hotel. Okay, so as we can see it here, this is the camera. Whenever we're using this machine, they will detect us, they will see us. And this part is actually the screen. So it is a touch screen. We can click whenever we want to choose. It's either for the reservation, check-in, or even check-out. So the next part is this one. So there are 4 different parts, which is this one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So the first one is actually for the debit and credit card. Whenever we want to pay, it's either for the PayWave or insert the key password for our credit or debit card. We just use this part to key in our key. So the second one is whenever, as I told you just now, there are 2 options, which is the PayWave and the insert the key card. So this is the part whenever we insert our debit or the credit card before we enter our password here. Alright, so the third one is this part. So this part is actually for the machine to dispense our room key card whenever we already done insert our customer details, our reservation, and all of that with our payment, deposit payment. The machine will dispense the room key card over here. So the fourth one is this one. So whenever we want to check out, so we need to insert it back, our room key card over here. We just insert it back, and the machine will collect it. Alright, the next one is this one. these two things. So it is actually the speaker. So it produces sound, basically the sound. Alright, this is the shape of the machine. This is the sticker just for the accessory, and maybe this one whenever we want to put like a base or something else. Alright, so this is the wire for it have the power source. This is for the main page and the type of reservation page for the software interface in the machine. Alright, so you can see here. Then the next one is hotel room reservation details, swimming pool reservation details. So the customer just key in the details in here. And there's a back button also. In this slide, there is a fitness center reservation details, checking for availability. This is for the machine's processors, and this one also for the customer to key in the details whenever they want to reserve for the fitness center. For this one, for not available reservation and available reservation, so over here. The next one is all about customer details, generating reservation numbers. So here, the customer are required to key in their details. So whenever they key in the details, the machine will generating the reservation number for them. So the next one is printing reservation number and take the reservation number. So the machine will print the reservation number, and when it's done, the customer are required to take the reservation number. So the second services is a check-in. So whenever the customer are required to key in their reservation number, and then the customer are required to confirm the details. So next on the list is select payment type, select credit debit card payment type. So here there are two options: select the credit and debit card, QR Pay, PayWave, and insert key. Other than credit card or debit card payment, there also a scan QR code over here. So the customer are required to scan here, and whenever they already make a payment, the machine will make the payment process. Same also, this is one for the printing receipt and check receipt and room key card. So whenever the user or the customer already done with the payment, the machine will right away print the receipt, and at the end, whenever it's done, the customer are required to take the receipt and the room key card. So the third services is a checkout. So whenever the user want to check out, they are required to insert the room key card, and the system or the machine will provide the remaining payment bill. So for the payment option, it's same like the previous service for the check-in. So the check-in and checkout is just the same. The credit card, debit card, QR Pay, PayWave, and insert key. This one also still the same. Either from debit card, credit card, there's also scan QR code. And whenever the user already done with the payment, the system will process the payment. So the last one is a printing receipt and a take receipt. So whenever the system already done with the printing receipt, the customer can take their receipt.
Moving on to the innovative idea that will set it apart from the conventional hotel management system, the first one is self-reservation services, self-check-in, and self-checkout features. The problem that this feature will solve in conventional hotel system is the inefficient operation of the hotel reception. The conventional hotel operation is so inadequate that it made the customer displeased. Frequently, customers are kept waiting for an extended amount of time during the hotel check-in service, reservation, or payment process because of long queue and long process time. Without kiosks in, the hotel guests can use it to do the operations such as check-in, check-out, service reservation by themselves. It's easy and convenient, and this way, user and also the company can save both time and energy. Second one is high hospitality user interface. This feature also will solve one of the underrated conventional hotel system problem, which is communication anxiety. The current conventional hotel system is quite a challenge for international tourists. Language barrier frequently become a big problem for tourists that visit Malaysia because not all employees can speak more than 1 or 2 languages. Tourists become feeling uneasy and uncomfortable. The chance of infection also increases in conventional hotel system. Our interface will have multilingual support that will help international or national tourists overcome the language barriers. Not only that, we can also limit the number of guests that can use the service, such as the fitness center and swimming pools, so that the infections rate will decrease. Last but not least is the innovative kiosk itself. It can solve the staffing issues that many hotels management face nowadays. The workforce shortage during this pandemic is also one of the most significant drawbacks of hotel industries. Most people don't want to work at hotel because of low pay, excessive hours, and inadequate benefits. But with our kiosks,
hotel management doesn't need to hire a large number of employees, and the hotel will also save the labor costs and can use that cost to implement other innovations in the hotel.